Before I get started today, I want to say one thing first and move on from there. Ed, here on YouTube, known as Hustle and Grow. I've mentioned him a couple of times in my videos over the past. Real likable guy, but his family suffered a little bit of a loss, well, a big loss, when their house caught fire. If you haven't heard, a vacant house was probably set on fire. It spread to the neighbor's house, then spread into their house. So they lost a lot of stuff, including probably the house. And there's a GoFundMe set up by his brother. I'll put the link below. So if you feel like giving any donations to what seems like a great guy, the link will be below. And help if you can. So reseller community, try to stick together and do what we can for each other. So the link will be below, and let's go. For it is I, James, readoptionagency.com, 22 years selling full-time on eBay. And we are a Tuesday morning, and I got a little bit here to ship out. It's been kind of a slow day. Kind of slow like yesterday, but a little bit better. A little bit better than yesterday. At least the way yesterday started. So yesterday, I predicted that if I have a $400 day, I should feel lucky. Just because it's been had so many errors. And of course, this morning, first thing I do, click errors out. Offers were erroring out again. Trying to upload, it did something different than normal. I just kept getting the spinning wheel of death and nothing happened. So I know a lot of people have had that issue, but that was the first time for me actually having that particular issue. So, but made it up to $617 yesterday. That's on the US site. Let's check if I had any internationals yesterday. So 617 up to 617. So no international. Oh, wait, I got to click it. Duh. So 617 to 617. So no internationals yesterday. At least nothing on the international sites. I did have international sales from the US site. So right now we're at 2 o'clock, halfway through the day. I'm at $219. So 440 plus a spike would probably normally put me around close to $600 for the day. So hopefully we'll get a little bit better spike than, or as yesterday was, a bigger spike in the evening. So hopefully we'll make it over the 600 mark today. I think I had 50 items sell yesterday. 50 items sold, 35 organic, 15 promoted. So my promoted was low, on the low end yesterday. I've been pushing 25 to 30 promoted items every day. Today, promoted is low again at 17. So on those days, that seems like a lot of problems. It seems like my promoted is the low man out. Which kind of feels like it, given that indexing style. Again, last night, I expected it. There was a shutdown. No sales, I think, what was it? I don't remember. I already erased it all. It's like 6 or 7 hours. It wasn't 10 hours like the night before. It was more like 6 to 7 hours with like one thing that came through. So yeah, it feels like an indexing again, because the last time I said that, the media I pulled from all the same area, that's where I'm pulling from today for the majority of my media, from that one particular area. So it feels like, there's a pattern there. So I associate that pattern with indexing. So, and what's weird is, like, the vinyl I bought Saturday, I'm already $107 made back of the $200. But the classical vinyl, which I expected to move faster, that was bought the week before by Jan, I don't think I've sold one piece from that. And it was put up during that lowest day of the year, or maybe the second lowest. I think last one. Anyway, it was put up during a day that there was a lot of issues. And I said, it feels like that stuff's probably lost in the ether. So I've been waiting to, instead of ending it and selling similar on it, I've been giving it a little bit longer just to see. So I think I'm long enough now to know, hey, nothing's selling from that. And I expected something to sell from it, and it hasn't. So I'm going to try to remember to end those today and sell similar on them. And then see if something starts selling out of that, because something's not right. And I can say now I gave it a long enough time that if I end these items and hit sell similar and I start having sales on those items within 24 hours, that there's something to listing on days when there's problems with server failures and system errors, that there's something to items not being shown. There's going to be a correlation there. I think I gave it enough time to, if that happens, that could be more substantial evidence that when you list on bad server days that your items do get lost. Because we've been playing, a lot of you guys have talked about that theory in a long time, where you'll sell something or you'll put something up that's a high sell-through rate, but yet it goes nowhere. And I've had that before too, and then I'll leave it up and forget about it, and then sell similar in my 6-month cycle, and then boom, it sells immediately. So almost like certain days when you list, they're just not appearing. So I just sold a $35 pair of shoes. That's good. So yeah, I don't know, but nothing on the new store today, I don't think. Nope, not yet. Yesterday, $18 on the clothing store, new store, which I still have not paid no attention because I'm still working on the vinyl. So let's get started, shall we? Oh yeah. And a cassette that just sold, not pulled yet. So this is mostly media here. And then we're going to talk about, okay, we got a UK and a Brazil. Again, Brazil's coming through somehow when I've got it blocked. All right, let's start. Uncle Kracker CD. Uncle Kracker sold for $7, headed to Seattle, Washington. So, with what Ed's going through with his family and the house, that was one of my fears growing up. Because I grew up in, not a good neighborhood, and there was a lot of vacant houses and what have you. And people would set those vacant houses on fire. And sometimes they would spread to another house. And so it was always like fire was one of my fears growing up. The house catching on fire. So thankfully they all got out okay. It was right before they went to bed. So I went to search the story online, and apparently there was, I ran into one. I'm like, well, this ain't them, because this is 4 houses. And then there was another that was during the day. And I'm like, well, this ain't their story, because this one happened during the day. So about the same time, it seemed like there was 3 different stories of 3 to 4 houses being burnt. And I'm like, in Pennsylvania, where he's located. I'm like, what the hell? So that was pretty wild right there. All right, we got 4. But yeah, it's still to this day one of my fears. Paula. So my brother had went through that at one time too. We got Tour de France DVD, sold for $6.99, headed to New Orleans. Nobody was home at the time, and they lost everything. The house was totally gone, and there was nothing left but the foundation of their house. And the one thing he missed the most was all of his pool trophies. He used to play pool, and he didn't do it professionally, but he did it. He entered enough competitions where he beat some of the big name touring people. So he had plaques and trophies of winning pool tournaments with some of the name pool players at the time. St. Louis, Minnesota Fats. If you're an old school pool fan, you'll know those names. I remember going with him a couple of times to some of the tournaments when I was young. Because he was 15 years older than I was. So I can't imagine, like I can almost imagine what it feels like on the very surface level of losing everything, but I couldn't comprehend everything that comes along with that. The actual loss, you know, and just having to start over. What do I do? Where do I go? How do, you know, just the mass confusion I know I would have in my head trying to figure things out. He did put a video out on that, so I'll put his channel below and the GoFundMe below, links for that. So, oh, that was a. Was I talking? That was a Bubba Gump hat sold for $7, headed to Tallahassee, Florida. I'm not even paying attention. I was just thinking. The Beach DVD sold for $6.99, headed to Miami, Florida. The kids just ate, so they're chilling. They'll probably be sleeping now for a couple of hours. I got Pee-wee's appointment tomorrow for the vet to do a follow-up blood work to make sure that his new seizure meds ain't messing with his liver too much. Alberto. And I'll have them look at his skin because this third antibiotic I don't think is doing what it should be. And it's like, why can't you guys get this right of how to fix his skin problem? We're on 3 antibiotics now, and still he's not 100% fixed. Like, they've been taking samples of what kind it is. It's a yeast, but yet nothing's working with him. So I'm just like, why can't you guys figure that out? I'm going to actually ask them tomorrow. I'm like, what is the reasoning you can't figure this out? Please enlighten me with your education as to why you cannot figure this out. And we've gone through 3 antibiotics and nothing's helped. This one's helped the most. Hillary Stagg CD sold for $6.99, headed to Rockport, Washington. I've been sending a lot to Washington today. This morning when I was shipping before the furnace people got here, it was our summer clean on the furnace. I had a lot of Washington orders. Deborah. And we got Marines hat. Sold for $10.50, headed to New Hampshire. New Hampshire. So what can I put clickbait-wise on this video to make people watch it so they can see that first? To bring attention to his GoFundMe. What can I do clickbait-wise? I have no problem using clickbait when it's something like that. Make people click on it. Make the people who won't normally watch my videos click on it. That was a PGA hat. I already said. No, that was the Marines hat. I'm looking at the wrong thing. James, stop getting ahead of yourself. Dude, this morning I was like, I felt like a burger. I'm like, I haven't had a burger in a minute. I'm like, no, James, don't. I'm like, yes, I want a burger. PGA hat. Sold for $10.50, staying in the area of St. Louis. So I'm like, but what burger do I want? Well, duh. Ultimate Bacon Cheeseburger from Jack in the Box. Like, if I'm not getting a nice cafe diner style burger, I'm getting it from fast food, I'm going with the Ultimate Bacon Cheeseburger. No mustard. I even was driving, I'm like, I'm right next to Wendy's, I could go Baconator. And I'm like, nah, I want the Ultimate Bacon Cheeseburger. Will. Next up, Beyonce. Lemonade. CD. So far, $13. Headed to Oak Park, Michigan. So yeah, I've made 107 back on out of my 200 so far. I've probably only got about, I don't know, 350 of them listed somewhere in there so far. So still got a long way to go. A long way to go. And a short time to get there. Cocktail Jazz CD. Sold for $7. Headed to Connecticut. I'm eastbound and watch your bandit run. Smokey got his heels on. He ain't gonna rest till you're in. Get off your finger. 4. Boom, 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 boom. Karen. Next up, Peter, Paul, and Mary 8-track. Headed to Massachusetts. Sold for $7. That's all I've sold today. It was like my low dollar media. Good Lord, what's going on there, man? Shoot. Give me some of my good stuff to sell. Dang. Dang. 4, 6, 9, 1. Charles. In charge. Charles in charge. Celebrate the memories. Esteban. His guitar playing. Sold for $6.50. Headed to Flushing, New York. Flushing. Flushing, New York. Chris. And last U.S. item, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen Blu-ray. Sold for $6.99. Headed to Florida. So yeah, that's all my $6.99 stuff selling. How about some of my higher dollar stuff? Dang. 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 Foul. Wes. Review purchases. Go. Boom, 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 boom. print labels. I found some of these laying around. I haven't had these in a long time. I used to always use them when I sold tons of media. So I'm trying to use them up to get them back to the post office since I don't really use them anymore. So I'm trying to fill them up. Fill it up. Charles. Karen. Judith. The reason why I share with you like how fast I make my money back from Saturday's purchases is because if you're wanting to start getting into like smalls and stuff without, or slow sell-through rate stuff without going into debt like I did when I started, doing it the safer way, then you can actually see how long it takes to get a return on your investment. Boom, boom, boom. I'll save the international for Adrian. Got an Oklahoma hat sold for $9, and a Chick 8-track that sold for about $15. Both of those were on the international. So let's see what our numbers are then on international too. So we're at 287 on the US site so far today. So 287 to 341. So 341 on all the eBay sites. So not a bad day. Definitely better than yesterday. Still down 45% from yesterday, but we're just now a little over halfway through the day. So head in the right direction. Say hi to Mr. Sunshine. I'm so glad that you dropped in. Take a step in the right direction. Let's see if there's anything to touch on quickly here. I saw an explosion of sales. I'm talking way better than any holiday season over the past few years. That has since leveled back to normal with consistent server failures when listing items from drafts. But I just go back to drafts and they are there to try again. They eventually go through. Yeah, that is correct. It's just a pain in the butt. Yeah, they don't normally disappear. I had that one day where I had 7 of them that did disappear, but yeah. What's your new store name? I'd like to visit and heart it and buy some things. Also, if I ever get any Carpenter CD albums, I'll be buying them. I always get Carpenter stuff in, so keep checking if there's none in there. And I'd be surprised if there's none in there now. But it's great reseller life, the same as the YouTube channel. All links are all below in my videos. You can go there. Some rap can sell for good money. Funk too. Yes. If your value is low, then just group up and sell similar, or sell in lots. Yeah. Talking about the vinyl pickup. Would love to see how you draft all those records, each having wasted time item specifics. Yeah, that's why I keep this item specifics next to none, because normally my view is people who are item specifics are mostly for the side scrolling. Add extra keywords in there too, but for side scrolling. So I don't even worry about them. I just put various for the artist and C title for the title. Because most people who are searching for vinyl, they're just typing in what they want and searching that way. They're not trying to narrow it down by, oh, is that pop or is that rock? Or is that rock? I mean, that to me, that's just annoying, because what pop is to some people would put it in rock. What some pop rock would be, some would put it in hair bands. And genres are just too messy, because not everybody's going to put them in the same the same category. So I just put everything in pop. So I put it in pop rock and leave it there, because technically pop means popular, and hey, if it was put out, it was popular at one time, and it's going in pop. So that's the way I kind of look at it. So I throw everything in pop. So, but not saying that's the right way to do it. I'm just saying that's the way I do it. All right. That's all. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Magic trick, she's gone. Should have done that while she was moved, before she moved. Go, and then she'd be gone. That'd be funny. I may have done that before and not even realize it. All right, that's enough. GoFundMe, link below if you want to help out Ed and his family. He did say they're getting a lot of community support, so that is beautiful also. And they're even going to help him with first month rent of his house when they find another place. So help him with the kids get clothes and stuff like that. So real good community around there that's helping him out. So everything we can do is probably just going to be added extra bonuses for him beyond what he was expecting. So actually, he probably wasn't expecting nothing. Actually, you said he wasn't really expecting anything. So give him some extra unexpectations, if you will. All right, thanks everybody. See you all in the next video. Later.